Hello and welcome to MGP350, the 350th episode. I'm Kevin, with me as ever. There's Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
350 episodes of this wonderful, wonderful podcast. Can't wait for the party Pab's got planned for us now. We had epic parties at all of the other 50 milestones, but now it's Pab's podcast. He should have provided all of the catering, the venue. Where are we going, Pab? I've got my shoes on and I'm sat next to the front door. I'm ready for a podcast surprise.
I think I've been here for a few of the 50s, and there's been nothing, so...
Did you at least get a commemorative T-shirt and glass that we've got at all the other ones? I mean, I've got a cupboard full of 250, 150, 200.
No.
It's a really small cupboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets a mug every 2 years to put in his tiny cupboard. It'll be overflowing when you provide him with his latest commemorative mug.
Don't forget, I get a lot of Father's Day mugs as well.
He's got 14 children.
Well, if you get 3 a year, it kind of ruins your
Why
teacups.
do they each get you a mug every year?
Because they
Surely
don't listen,
your
Kev.
lady wife is helping them choose their presents.
No.
It sounds like she should be doing some more organisation.
You've not had young kids in the modern stupid school era where the school asks you all to send a £5 in per kid, and then they go and buy all the presents, but all they do is get a job lot of Father's Day mugs, and then they invite the kids out of class to go and pick what they buy, and you tell your kid every year, don't get me another mug, I've got a cupboard full of mugs, I can't win Dad of the Year 5 years running, think of all the other dads.
Why?
And then when I get home and wake up on Father's Day, I've got 3 new mugs. This year I managed to get 4 mugs because I got a double mug set for
because he found out about an illegitimate child that he didn't know he had.
No, one was it was called Daddysaurus and Diddysaurus in a 2-cup set. One for me, one for the kid.
Surely one of them is supposed to be for the child.
It's supposed to be, but it was given to me. So
And
I
you
think you're
kept
supposed
it
to share
by
it.
right, it is yours.
well, yeah, I am then sharing it, but he doesn't drink tea, so he's never drinking out of it, and it's just in the cupboard of all the other cups.
He could have his lager out of a mug.
He doesn't like to drink it out of anything but a can. He's traditional.
A true sheepdog.
Yeah.
It has to be out of a can. It has to be halfway down the slide at the park. Otherwise, he's not drinking it.
But my teapot is now on top of the cupboard, and I've got a box of...
Why do you own a teapot?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm actually looking at it now thinking, when was the last time we used it, and did we take the old tea bags out before it ended up there?
I can remember the last time we used a teapot. Anna threw up on the bedroom floor.
Yes, I did.
Because we
Threw up
filled it with
everywhere.
booze.
Oh, it's
Booze
fun,
and
mate.
ice.
We also have a box of all the Easter mugs that you end up with just in a cupboard because there was no room for them.
We had a cupboard for them, but this year we went over tipping point, so we've now just got the end of our worktop in the kitchen is just covered in Easter mugs. Anna hasn't
Got
noticed.
So many.
5 months later, they're all still there, just on the end of the worktop. I'm waiting for someone. I'm
know
waiting
they're
for
there,
someone
but
to do
why?
something with them.
Shall we...
There's nowhere else to put them.
You were at a loose end for next week. Shall we just get some...
Are we going mug smashing?
Well, should we get some fancy glasses to put on our face, some goggles, and then just hurl them at each other until one of us...
I don't think we should hurl them at... You know mugs are quite hard,
Yeah,
don't you?
let's just have a mug war and just fight it out until one
I'm
of us
pretty
is
sure
left
the
alive.
first person to make contact with the other will win that war and then have to drive to hospital.
It's only a bit of blood, isn't it? Come on.
I think you could probably get a concussion off of a mug being thrown at your head.
We'll wear
full
cycle
speed,
helmets. Cycle helmets and eye protection.
and boxes over our
Yeah, and
testicles
cups, of
because I'm
course.
not having a mug to the balls.
Yeah, but that'd be quite fun, and it would solve a problem we're both experiencing. We live in a weird era where there's a mug for every occasion.
And it's usually sheepdog.
I've even got a bloody Santa mug somewhere. Where is it? Literally everything.
Have you been on the topic of mug gifts, which is obviously forget Gears 5 being out. That's not what this we've all played it apart from Sheepdog, but that's not what this podcast's about. This is about mugs. Have you been gifted the oversized mugs that you can't do
from
anything
Sports
with because they're
Direct?
too big? Well, not even just... We've obviously got a Sports Direct one, but
got
I've
a
got 4 or
Batman.
5 mugs that are far too big. I've got irregular shaped mugs that you can't drink out of.
I've got one that says in it, "I'm the daddy," and I told everyone I got it from Jeremy Kyle, and it takes like 4 tea bags to make a cup of tea in it. I use it for soup, but I got a Mr. Greedy one as well that's far too big. That was, I think, when just before school started doing them, I got the occasional one from the kids, and they were these massive ones. But yeah, I do have a few of them, and they're the ones I'll probably start our mug fight with. Just
the big ones.
I
thought the goal of this was to get rid of all our mugs. If you start with a Sports Direct size mug, that's just going to end with a funeral. you could put me inside it.
My Stein glasses that I used to use for drinking orange juice and basically everything. I used to only consume liquid from Steins at one point. They're all in another cupboard now because they don't fit in the day-to-day stuff. I don't. Really, we should all have one drinking receptacle each, and visitors just drink from a hose.
I've said this to Anna. She doesn't allow it, though. She thinks we need multiple mugs. My suggestion was, when we were given the mug issue, was just pick our favourite mug each and throw the rest away. But apparently that's unreasonable.
Do you know what grates me even more? This isn't the first time I've had this rant, right? I've had this rant at work. Because at work, we only have one mug each, and it's a perfect utopia. But I've had this rant about how many I have at home and how every gift is always a mug. And then we did Secret Santa at work at Christmas. And my Secret Santa got me a Spurs mug, which I then took home because we only got one mug each at work, and I already had one. So I can't even get away from it at work. Secret Santa's stitching me up. I feel like I've opened a can of worms by complaining. I imagine that from now on, I'm just going to get mugs.
I figured out what to do with all our spare mugs.
Just give them to me.
Sheepdog's going to get some lovely presents from now on. I'm going to get you a set for 12 people of chocolate bar themed mugs for Christmas. They're not Easter mugs. They're chocolate. It's a family size set, a large family size set of chocolate bar themed mugs.
Kit Kat's nice and red and Christmassy, I suppose.
Yeah, cream eggs as well. What else are you going to make Christmas pudding with? Have egg in it. Eggnog, of course. Cream eggs. It's two of the ingredients there, cream and eggs. So, Pab, tell us your thoughts on mugs.
I don't. I've got one, maybe two.
Oh, you're not a hot drink drinker.
No, not a hot drinker.
It's weird.
It's an occasional hot Vimto, so I've got a JCB mug.
Hot Vimto, what?
That is it. That is all I'll drink.
Why would you have your Vimto hot? Just to see what it's like?
You have it in the winter, don't you, when it's freezing cold. That's what you do.
That's when you have a hot drink. But
hot Vimto.
What?
Pab, explain. It's bothered me for many years that you don't drink tea or coffee. Talk me through this. Why don't you drink tea or coffee?
I just don't like the taste.
Nobody likes them to begin with. It's like smoking. You have to force your way through the not liking it.
Beer and whiskey and pretty much every good drink.
You don't like it for ages, and then all of a sudden you just need it, and it doesn't matter if you like it or not.
I don't need it now.
That's how I suddenly drink black coffee. I just thought I remembered that every drink's like that, so I just drank black coffee until now. That's the only way I like it.
Yeah, I'll just stick with it.
Hold on. Does that mean you're not going to have a pumpkin spice latte?
Do you know, somebody asked me this morning, I got into it, have you had a pumpkin latte yet? And I was like, I didn't know they were even out. I thought it was an October thing. They
came out on like the 1st of September.
Well, I was told by this colleague that she went in on the 1st and they asked if she had her gold member card because they're only available to gold members. Which is a pretty mental situation we're in, where you have to sign up in advance just to get the early access on a coffee. But that's
marketing done right.
Yeah.
I want a gold card. How do I get a Starbucks gold card?
I don't know, but apparently you need a gold pass, yeah. But I might be in town over the weekend to get one, I don't know. I'm not going to go especially. I always end up getting them like a couple of days before they finish, and I've been really annoyed that no one sells them anymore because I just don't have any need to be near one. But yeah, Pab, how does one stumble across hot Vimto?
What do you mean? It's just
hot
water and Vimto. What do you mean?
Yeah, but no, what made you think to combine the two?
It's just a thing. I mean, I didn't know it wasn't a thing that you didn't know about.
No, I've had them.
Yeah,
but you're northern as well.
It must be a northern thing then. I don't know.
I don't drink Vimto anymore because I shamed myself in one of my early jobs. I used to just drink it neat from the machine that served it, and someone was
dirty
walking away, and someone just said, "Are you drinking that without any water in it?" And I was like, "No," and I just never looked at it again because I just didn't want to admit that I had a problem.
God.
I was just letting it fill up the inch, taking it out and letting the water slide away, and then pressing the button again until the cup was full of just the syrup.
Why would you want that?
I was like 19 and didn't have any
strong.
kind of concerns about diabetes.
Didn't have diabetes yet, so thought, what's
like
the fast track to insulin? Here we go.
I literally wanted the strongest possible measure, but I don't drink it now.
I should hope not. You've had enough. Sheepdog's had plenty. Right, should we talk about some video games? Because the podcast's nearly over and we haven't mentioned any yet. And of course, Gears 5 did come out late last night. Well, not late. Late for us. It was 9 o'clock. And me, Anna and Pab took to the internet and streamed it for a little while. So we've played the first 3 chapters, I think, of the Gears 5 3-player co-op. And it was lots and lots of fun, especially for me and Pab.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Why was it not as fun for you, Anna?
Because I played as a robot.
Yeah, remember how in the past on Gears games, I'm pretty sure, I know Gears 1, the co-op campaign was just 2-player, but I'm fairly confident they've had 4-player campaigns.
Yeah, I
for the
thought it
last
was
couple.
4-player, because when you said, do you guys want to come and play it?
Well, I assumed it would be a 4-player campaign.
Because I picked up on the fact you went, when Pab said, "Yeah, I'm there," you went, "Great, the squad's complete," and I was kind of like, I'll stop seeing if I can find a way to play it then. And
yeah, because I'd looked it up at that point.
No, I looked as well and was like, oh, thank God I didn't embarrass myself by frantically trying to get involved.
But it's only 3-player, and not only is it only 3-player, but only 2 of them are humans
Lancers.
with legs and arms and guns. Anna wasn't just a robot, she was a little flying robot. She was basically the fella out of Portal 2, the one that flies around. Is that his name?
Off of Destiny. Well, I can't remember the thing's name.
Yeah, she was basically him.
A ghost.
So while me and Pab were wandering around shooting stuff and finding stuff and, opening doors and things like that, Anna was flying around telling us what was happening. And that was the 3rd player. Now, I understand as you get a little bit further into it, the first thing she was able to actually do was flash at people. So
That's classic Anna.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, flashing our way through the game.
Yeah, if we were faced with a lot of baddies, Anna would go in first, flash them, and then me and Pab would go and finish them off.
I could stop a little bit.
that got even worse somehow then, but that is how you both got to the top of YouTube and everything. Anna flashed them, you finished them off.
Exactly.
200,000 subscribers
It's
later.
a time-honoured system that we know works, and it does work in Gears 5. And, that's as far as we got. Now, I know you're a little bit further into the story now, Anna, but I assume at some point it will become clear why it's set up this way, because throughout all of this, there were always 4 humans in the squad. So we had a four human squad, 1 flying Anna, but only 2 of the humans are playable. The other 2 are just controlled by the computer, even to the point where in true Gears style, at one point it did do you want to take the high path or the low path? Now, in the original Gears of War, when that happened, one of the playable characters would go one way with one of the AIs, the other playable character would go the other way. No. This time, all 3 of us went one way, and the 2 AIs went on the other option that we didn't choose. And I assume, how far into the game are you now, Anna?
So, oh God, I don't even know what chapter I'm in. Maybe 3 or 4, and there is still 3 people and 1 is a robot.
So I don't understand why they've set it up this way. It's baffling.
So you start as JD. JD
Alpha of Scrubs.
Which is Marcus's son. I can't remember the other guy's name. And
Dell. That was me. I was Dell.
Oh, Dell and Dave. So that's the 3 of you. Dave's
the robot.
And so you do that. So where we stopped, you had like another section, and after that, you play as the girl and Del and the robot, and that's
Oh, so the characters change around a little bit.
Only once. I haven't seen because.
But you're not much further than we got to, so presumably they change around a bit.
No. Like basically, something happened.
So
I changed
JD's
the girl.
dead. That's what you're telling me.
No, he's there, but an issue happened. I'm now the girl, but one can be the robot. And I find it baffling because yes, the robot's fun. Like I have to make sure that robot is doing. I control that robot now. I have to tell it everything to do, but I don't know. I couldn't see someone playing as the robot.
Well, it's a selling point. If you have a look on the Xbox app, I don't know if it's like that on the console, but me and Pab were on the PC. But on the like description of the game on the Xbox PC app, one of the big selling points is you get to play as Jack. I don't want to. I want to chainsaw stuff and shoot stuff.
I was annoyed. Like there is a GIF on your Twitter of me. I had a gun. I had a Lancer, so I flew around with one. I couldn't do anything with it, but I can go and pick
all
them
she
up.
could do was fetch it and bring it to one of me and Pab.
I was so happy. But yeah, I don't understand that how it's gone from 4-player to 3-player, but one is a robot. I don't see the.
There are other game modes, but for some reason the campaign has been designed this way. I can only assume the deeper into the campaign we get, it will become obvious why it has to be this way. Perhaps, I mean, there were robot parts lying around. Perhaps Jack gets the ability to have arms and legs and fire guns properly. Perhaps the deeper you get into it, he becomes the most overpowered character and is awesome, and you want to be him. But it's a weird way to set up a game that, for me, was always designed around the co-op campaign experience, even way back before Horde.
Horde is
I can't.
5-player.
Yeah, but I can't imagine. I don't understand why I would play through a Gears of War game in single player because I've always done them co-op because they seem to be built around playing co-op.
Is the Horde as good as 3? Because I feel like they made.
I couldn't tell you because they keep getting kicked out.
Oh, right, okay. I was going to say, like, with 3, it was like their Horde was great and their co-op was good, and then 4, it seemed like their co-op was better, but their Horde was worse, way worse, because they kind of changed it to that new mode, didn't they? Or was that Judgment? One of the two, they got rid of it completely, which kind of killed our flow. But I was wondering whether maybe they've improved the Horde so much that they've taken away from the game or something. But I don't know why they can't just do both. Why do they need to water down either?
Okay, so I've been doing some digging. Apparently, Gears of War 4 only had 2-player co-op for the campaign.
Did it really?
Yes. And this year they're kicking it up to. This year for Gears 5 they're kicking it up to 3. And then when asked at a panel, was it Rod Ferguson? Someone asked him why not going back to 4-player single-player co-op, and he said the first aspect is design issues in the game that would have large areas to be able to accommodate a 4-player, and that all said and done, a 4-player experience ends up being a chaotic one.
Yeah, that's what I want.
If it has 4 characters, then why not just let people decide how many of them they want to be human? That just seems like it can't be that much extra effort to make, can it? Because surely the mechanic is the same for all 4 characters.
It's storytelling, which is basically what we discussed. Is that the start of the game? It's like a spoiler for 4. For 5 starts off, you see the girl has the locust pendant, which leads you to think she is.
All the way through, we were expecting her to have a massive heel turn and kill
she probably
somebody.
will do at some point. So you're not going to play as her in any particular major role. You're not going to have because
Anna's now telling us you are playing. As her.
But you'll probably pay for it like a small section, and then
that's all I've played.
Huh?
I played that first section. It got to the second chapter, and that's all. I've only had her to play as. Who was JD last night? Was it?
That was me.
Pam?
Yeah, that's me.
So So if you player 1 will automatically when the first chapter is done, it will change to cat. Then there's Del, and then there's the robot. Now I played the first section, got to the second chapter. I'm probably on 3 or 4 now, and it's just them 3. So.
Huh. Okay. So
yeah, I don't know what's happening.
I'm reading further into this article, and he's saying the technical issue with 4 players is that you need a much bigger world. He's saying that Gears 1, 2, and 3 had much bigger levels, and the way the game's designed, the way the worlds look and make designed sort of thing, having 4 players on screen, to frantically run around, you find it hard for people to take cover and etc. I was like, oh well, it's design choices basically, and for story reasons is pretty much what they're saying.
Seems really weird.
It is, and I thought initially, when we had the robot, I thought initially I went, oh, maybe you could let your kids play as the robot, just faffing out. And I went, no, it's not a kids game. So that wipes that excuse out immediately.
No.
So I was like, and then the more I think about it, I don't know whether you'd want. How much actual stuff could you actually do as the robot? And you could scan things, couldn't you? You could. Stun enemies and whatever. And
I can stun. I can zap. I can now also. I have a shock mine, and I can't remember what the other thing is. So I can do a few things, but
I suppose
I couldn't play it all the way through.
That must be a little bit different. At least you're not just playing a generic. I'm not downplaying the game. You're not going in and just shooting stuff. You're having to kind of evolve as you go. You're getting a different experience. Maybe if you'd known that in advance, that would have been better because one of you could have chosen to be that. But it might be that you end up with the better experience overall because you get to be shooty at the end, like Kev said, but you also get this whole, I wonder where this is going. Whereas these two are just the normal Gears people with their guns. It's, that you could be getting the extra special version of the game.
Not really. It wasn't fun. Not at all. And it's so dark. Like, I was playing today, and when I was in dark areas, I had to go and manually turn up the brightness. I just couldn't see. Now, maybe it is my TV settings, but I did go through the whole calibration through the Xbox to tune this TV in, but it just seems really dark in the dark area, so I have to turn up brightness. But then when I'm outside, I have to go back and then change the brightness because then everything is washed out. So, I don't know. Maybe our TV is not right for gaming, but I find it really... Just some bits really annoying, but I guess it's customized for PC, I guess.
It might just be dark and they'll make it better.
It wasn't dark for us, though, that's the thing. Because I was saying to you need to go through there, and then you going, I can't see a thing last night when you said it's just pitch like really dark, and you couldn't find your way through some of the tunnels at times, and you're like, it did seem odd, didn't it?
Does the game not have a saying? Normally they have
I always
on the screen, and you
it
have
comes
to
on at the start saying like turn up this setting or whatever, and I always turn up the brightness like 10 more than what they say to recommend to, just because I don't want it to be. I want to see what I'm looking at, basically, even if it kind of ruins the atmosphere a little bit. I'd rather see what I'm doing than be bumbling around. So I always turn it up higher than what it recommends anyway. So. It's baffling. I'm just kind of I'm
going to say sorry, Pab, just not to interrupt you, but my dog is being such a dick tonight. You can hear her scratching in the background, and it is winding me up because I'm trying to quietly get her to shush, but she's just like scratch, and I can see it coming up. And I thought, I know someone commented last week about a noise that they'd heard, and I just thought normally it's not her doing it. Sorry.
That was you speaking, though.
But I don't know what she's doing. She's just been on one for the past 20 minutes, and I have to acknowledge it now because I can see it making louder noises. Sorry, carry on what you were saying, mate.
I don't know what I was saying. This article just goes on and on about the co-op stuff, and he's saying like part of it was technology, but part of it was storytelling. It was just really hard to tell a really compelling story when nobody can go to the bathroom alone because they've got to bring three friends with them every time. So it's saying like you can't tell a story when you can never have like a somber moment or something like that, or whatever, you know what I mean, part of a story where you're a solo player when you've got to incorporate 4 co-op friends is what it's.
I mean, you probably could though, couldn't you? Because surely that's the same either way. Like, if 2 of these characters are doing something, 2 are going to be off screen. But I suppose it'd have to be extra clever for
but 2 don't matter,
say you and Kev to go in one direction and Anna to go off in another direction for like an hour of story, wouldn't it? I suppose they'd have to then actually make where they can just have Anna's not there. They'd have to make a story for Anna to play, which would probably be too much hassle.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a theory.
It is what it is, isn't it? At this point, but
the game itself is fine. It's Gears. It's more Gears of War. It looks very pretty, and it's
on PC.
It's on PC, yeah. And I told myself I was going to play Gears 4 before it, and it did it previously on, so now I don't need to do it at all. So.
No, they were like I watched that again today. I'm thinking, yeah, not much happened then, because I got to where spoilers where I rescued Marcus from the pod, and then not a lot happened after that. So I was thinking, oh, it must have been a short game then, if nothing happened between that and doing what you did after that. But I'm really I'm really distracted because there is a massive spider in my front room at the moment. Like,
that's what's making that noise. It's not Sheepdog's dog at all.
It's over there. I can see it, but I will need you to come and sort that soon. Especially if it starts to move. If it starts to move, I will just die and leave. Just so you know. But it's over.
Doubt you'll actually die.
I will actually die from a heart attack. I've been alright. There's been little ones around the house that I've been fine, but this one's a big, juicy one, and it knows I'm talking about it. It's not moved yet. Can't stand them.
See, like with black coffee and alcohol and stuff, I've learned to like spiders. I like them now. I used to be scared of them, and now I'm the one who has to rescue the house from them.
I just don't like them.
I let one live in our living room so the kids stay in bed. I say, oh, you don't want to come down here? There's a spider down here.
I can deal with them up to a certain size, but that's juicy. But
juicy.
I'm now in Horde. It's working a little bit, but it's down a lot. Like, I've been trying for the past hour to get in a game. I got into one. I got to level 9, and then it just disconnected.
I find it weird that games do this now, because you'd think they'd just ramp it up straight away. Job done, it's there.
Well, it shouldn't come out till the 10th.
No, so I get that, but that's like a game released the other... I mentioned the Pokemon game last week, didn't I? It came out, and people were rating it 1 star because it came out a day early and none of the servers were on. And it was like, just turn them on. You've just ruined the launch of your game because you let the file go out and didn't put the servers on. Put the servers on. I mean, it's not rocket science. And, someone could be playing this now on Game Pass and going, well, I'm not messing around with this nonsense. It doesn't bloody work. When
I don't think
it should all be hype.
See, I've got to number 3 and now I've kicked out again. I think they underestimated how many people on Game Pass would get it.
Everyone, surely.
Yeah, there shouldn't be a possibility to underestimate anymore. I mean, I understand, because I work in like cloud computing and networking as a part of what I do for a living. I kind of understand that these things are supposed to scale if you've set them up right, and Microsoft definitely have, because they have their whole Azure cloud thing. It just does it on demand now. It's elastic. It's like you program it once and you set it up once, and then if another person wants it, it doubles it. If another person wants it, it adds another one. And so if 50 million people decided to play this right now, it should scale like that until such time that they're not needed again. And Microsoft own that, so it's not costing them to do it. And it just seems mad that they're not using their own technology to bloody make these things work straight away. It's just insane. I I don't get it. Like Kev said, everyone's going to be playing it. It's their biggest release on their pay monthly, everyone can play everything all the time Netflixy service, and it's like, why wouldn't people be playing it, especially on a Friday night? I mean, that's going to put people off bothering. It's going to kill the hype for people. You know, if you were just in playing it and it was the best thing you'd done, and you were talking about it on your podcast, or you text your friends and said get on it, that's more people using their game and service. But you can't get on it. You're not going to be telling anyone else to try and get on it, are you?
No,
it just seems
it's just
mad.
said, you have been removed from the game. You have been kicked from the game. So...
You sure it's not just some malicious troll?
Oh no, this is happening constantly.
They're on, yeah.
Right, is that it for our detailed review of Gears of War? Or Gears 5? You're not allowed to say of War anymore.
They removed the war from it.
Yeah, it's
and
just
the
Gears
of.
5 now.
Yeah, Kratos got
The war's
Kratos got
over.
that
They're
time.
now just, in the old
Well, no, 'cause,
machinery
like,
business.
They would use, like, I can remember reading magazines and it would be GOW, and I'm thinking, what? Like, I would know what they're talking about, but Gears of War and God of War, they use the same initials, so yeah, I think God of War stayed with the GOW and Gears got a number, so yeah, it's just Gears.
Maybe they just thought it sounded cool. And...
I mean, most people just call
found
it that
out what
anyway.
the reason was last night. There was a proper reason to do with the fact they brought it out as an app, and apparently people don't search for multi-word things on the App Store, and so it became Gears for the app, and they wanted to keep consistency across the brand.
That's
That's
fascinating.
the official answer.
Interesting. I'll get rid of all my of war apps.
You should get rid of any apps that've got 2 words in, 'cause apparently the cool kids don't download them. So if you've got any double word apps, you are officially a loser.
When I was searching, so just a slight segue. I'm almost doing a good thing here, but I realised we do a podcast and I can ask for review copies of games I want. I don't have to necessarily buy them. So I was searching for the right person to ask about Final Fantasy VIII Remastered, and Square have a ridiculous amount of whatever their game title is, games that they've tried to release or have upcoming.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to think exactly off the top of my head what they had. It was like
Hitman
Tomb Raider Go, Hitman Go,
Lara Croft Go.
and that was it, Lara Croft Go, sorry. So I'm just like, that's hilarious that they just saw, oh yeah, Pokemon Go, hey, let's just add Go to everything we've ever made. I'm guessing they didn't go too well because they were all 2-word games, and no one said they should have just called it Tomb. But yeah, I did get. I bought Final Fantasy VIII because I didn't get a reply, and then literally 10 minutes after I'd finished downloading it and started it up, I got an email from Square saying, "Yeah, well, we might be able to have a code for you. Let us know your details." I was absolutely distraught. But then after telling Anna, "Yeah, I've definitely got one sorted for you. I'll get it across to you shortly," they replied, going, "Actually, we've run out. Sorry, mate." So I felt slightly better, but it was a bit of a poke in the eye for Anna. I'm sure he's distraught, but
it's alright. Like I've got games coming out my ears next week, so
you have actually, ain't you? I forgot about.
Oh
Borderlands.
yes, I do.
God.
Oh yes, I do. Oh, it's going to be glorious.
I hope this is the best of the 3 of 4, if you include the other one.
No, that one what we will never talk about.
I was going to say you deserve it to be, because obviously
pre-sequel was horrible. I hated it.
Yeah, this better be good. I'm kind of I feel like if it's not, you'll be fine. I'll be the one losing. I'll be like disillusioned, just losing hope.
It's like I've been watching some bits today, and like you take on this boss, he drops a gun, and then that will put when you shoot it and get rid of the clip. Oh god, there's a train. Sorry.
In your living room.
I wasn't expecting a train to come through the level. Yeah, so when the clip is empty, it will produce a small one of this enemy, and it will just go around and shoot things. So that's kind of cool. And like, I have stayed away from all the media, like everything. So I watched the thing when it was being shown. But since then, like E3 and everything, like I watched all them, but everything else, I've stayed away from it. I won't watch anything. If it comes up just on my YouTube, I will cancel it because I don't want anything. Like I did today because I was just like, it's a week away and I get really anxious and I just want to play it. But
I think that's better though. You don't want someone saying something that then gets in your head or whatever. I try and do that with films and games myself, just to not. I like to go completely blind and make my own opinion. But sometimes I do that, and I'm not going to get into it too detailed. But I watched a season of something the other day, thought it was outstanding, tweeted that I thought it was outstanding, and then got attacked by an onslaught of really angry fans who have been absolutely tearing it to shreds and saying they're never going to watch another program by this person. And I was just kind of, I looked like I was being really contentious because I was quite. Not over the top, but I was, you know what I mean? It was like, I basically said I thought it was really good, and then there was onslaught of reasons why it wasn't, and I was wrong, which, the world. But, you just make your own thoughts of it. I'm sure you'll love it, and I'm looking forward to hearing you talk about it, because...
So, like, when was it? 2012 was when 2 came out, so when I moved in here.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, I remember that September. That was fun. But yeah, so it comes up 13 days before I go back to uni. I'll have that finished and wrapped up.
You've played it twice by then, I imagine.
Probably. This is all I'm going to play. Like, Andy's at respite, so Friday morning. Because what I've done is I've took an extra shift at work on Thursday just so I'm not here going, Kevin, where's my game? Where's my game? So I'm there till 10, and then on Friday morning I'm just going to get up.
Are you not worried it'll arrive a day early and you'll have a shift booked by mistake?
If it does, then it does. But
we can just drive my car through the co-op.
A game is never delivered early to me, especially a pre-order. So, like, when I got my helmet, that came on the day. When I got my last Borderlands, that came on the day, because I had to wait all day because Kevin was teaching, and it just sat on the thing. So, it will just come on the day, but I just don't want it to come so late in the day, because we have to take Rude to respite. So I think if I have to do that, I'm just going to, if it comes as we're leaving, I'm just going to put it on my knee and carry it everywhere. And then
She's serious as well.
Won't you need to install it and stuff?
Yeah, so the install's going to be big, because...
Yeah, tick it all off and then go out, and when you get back it'll be done. That'd be better than sitting with it on your lap.
We always go to the cinema when he's not here.
We didn't last time.
Yeah, and I felt it.
Well, you could write to the cinema and say, could I bring my PlayStation, hook it up to the big screen?
Oh, could you imagine? Oh my god.
Bouncy might let you never know.
Oh,
got the
Bouncy offered me a shift at his cinema to keep me out of Anna's way.
There you go. So if that shift was keeping people out of the cinema while she hooks it up to a massive screen, then they're sorted, isn't it? That'd be like an 8K screen or something, wouldn't it?
That would be fun.
So I was trying to segue on to Final Fantasy VIII Remastered before we went on an epic tangent. It's all right, and I did get it, and it's been the most amazing nostalgia trip this week. I was worried when I sort of got it. I was really excited about getting it, got it, and then as it was kind of starting up, I thought, oh my god, what if there's bits I've forgotten that are really grindy and irritating, and I end up really hating it, and then not being nostalgic about it or whatever. But within seconds I was like, no, I love this game. And even if there is grindy bits, there's the ×3 button that you just press and it makes everything go 3 times faster. So there was a bit where I had to run. I remember doing this actually, running across the whole building just for the character to change his clothes.
Right, I need to move. It's moving. Kevin, can you come and get it, please? I can't.
Set the dog on it.
Here, I can't. It's up on the wall. Bye bye. Oh god. It's so big.
So yeah, I've just spent the past 3 nights playing the card game in it. It's been absolutely fantastic. I'm terrible at the card game. I was just grinding up, leveling stuff up. All of the videos, if I'm on handheld mode, the videos look really beautiful.
Stop moving!
and they're like high def and remastered, and it all looks like a relatively modern game.
Why is it moving?
The tweaks they've made to it are making it more passable, so speeding it up, you can hack it so that you've got unlimited magic, unlimited abilities.
You probably should, because this is a podcast.
Look at it, so big. Oh, I don't like them.
I've stopped talking just because this is more entertaining.
Don't do anything because I can't see.
Oh, you muted that.
Hold on, I'm doing it now.
So
Go
bad.
on, Sheepdog.
That's amazing, that noise. So for someone like Kev, who isn't here for me to sales pitch at him, if you didn't want the grindiness of trying to collect all the magics and get all the bits and blah, 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 you can just unlock them. You can just press a button and they're all there. There's a battle assist mode where it kind of battles for you. Or I haven't exactly used that because I want to just play it naturally. But battle assist is there to make battles easier. You can just turn off encounters if you just don't want, because there are paths you can walk down in the game naturally. But if you can't keep to them because you've got ×3 movement on and you're all over the place, you can just turn encounters off so you don't hit any. So it's allowed you to take away any. It feels like they've just gone through it and gone, what would really irritate someone who just wants to sit and play a game, and they've ticked a load of boxes to take those bits out. So
That's good.
yeah, I feel like I'm much further through it than I ever was as a kid when I was playing these bits. I'm not particularly that far through it. I've done the first couple of missions, and now I've just been told to come back by sunset, and I'm just running around outside leveling up all my summons and whatnot, turning monsters into cards so that my card deck gets bigger. It does feel weird. I've always felt like this story was a bit odd because you're kind of saving the world from a really dramatic thing whilst also building the best set of cards to just play everybody else in the world at it. And weirdly, the best cards are all you and your mates' faces. So that's always a bit suspect as well. Like, surely this game that everybody in the world plays has been set up a bit wrong if the best card in the game is one particular person who doesn't seem to have any links to the game company. It'd be a bit like, I don't know, just buying all the top trump cards and there always being a PAB card that won. I just don't understand it. But unless I've missed the subtle plot point that explains why they've all got their own cards that make them the best, which I'd love there to be. I'll keep an eye out for it, but I'm already noticing things I didn't notice before about the story. I'm starting to think most of the stories of these games went over my head. The only reason I know the Final Fantasy VII story so well is because I've listened to it as an album for like the past 5-6 years. I think listening to that the first few times I was like, oh, okay, that's what it's about. But I need to pay more attention. But it's really cool, and what I was trying to say, playing it on a small screen looks great. Playing it on a 4K telly makes it look like the old original. It looks terrible on a 4K telly, but that's to be expected, really. I'm not hitting them with a stick for that. I'm just kind of warning people, I guess, because you're expecting.
Allow me to interrupt for a moment, gentlemen. It's just come to my attention that Anna muted Discord, but not Audacity. So all of the screaming and shouting she's done for the last however many minutes will all be on the podcast.
You can put a mute through that on Audacity pretty easily.
Yeah, we can do that later on.
I'll leave Pab to figure that out then. Continue.
So yeah, on the 4K telly, it only does it in a square shape. So you've got two big black bars on either side, and it all looks a bit rough and a bit like the videos look a little bit like if it was a new game, you'd be like, who made this janky looking game? But I just respect the fact that it's old, and obviously if I had a just normal HD telly, I imagine it would look relatively normal. If I played it on my upstairs TV, it'd look alright. But no, it's a really good game. It's just like the old game. They've just remastered it. It's literally what it is. Get it? It's only like 15 quid. And you lot, I feel like I probably sound like an absolute granddad because you lot would have already known this. But I was looking. I basically realised I had 150 coin point things on Nintendo, and thought, I've never put the codes in off all my other games. So I opened all my other games and none of them had any codes in them. And I Googled, where do I get my points? And it said you put the cartridge in, you press -sign, it comes up, collect Nintendo points, click this. So I ended up just sat there going through every game I owned, which is more games than I realised. And basically ended up knocking a £5 off the cost of the game, so I ended up getting it for a tenner, which was well chuffed with.
Fallout, Final Fantasy's £15.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It is on the Switch.
I looked at it there, it was £44.
Do you know what? You're making me wonder now, because I said to Kev, I'd asked for the review copy and everything, and they hadn't got back to me, and I was like, I said I'd play it, and I'm really disappointed that I can't get it, because I couldn't afford it, I was thinking. And then I think I just went on the Switch, and it came up as one of the suggestions of what I should buy, and it said £15. And I messaged Kevin Pab on Twitter and said, it's only £15, I can get it for that, and got it. But I was convinced until that moment that I'd seen it that it was over £40 and I couldn't afford it and was going to have to go without. But I wonder whether they just put it up as an expected price and then dropped it. But as I say, I got it for something, I think it was like £10.60 I got it for, because I didn't have exactly £5 worth of points.
I'll buy it for that. I thought it was like, when I looked at it, it was like £44. That's weird.
While you were battling that spider, I was explaining as well that because of the ×3 button, you get through it a lot quicker than you'd expect. Because, I mean, it like the timed missions, it said, "Oh, you got to beat Ifrit in 20 minutes," and I just ran through and beat him because I had it on ×3, and I had about 15 minutes left. When you're running away from that big spider robot thing, I just ran away from that in no time as well. I did try and beat it. I'm so annoyed with myself. Do you remember Selfie, the character, has a move called The End that kills stuff in one hit? I was trying to kill the spider thing, not realising it's impossible unless you level up a lot because it heals itself. And she got her special move, The End, and it took me, I wasn't really paying attention, saw it on the screen, I was like, I went to press it, and she died, and then everybody died, and then I couldn't kill it, and so I had to just sort of run away from it all, and it would have been the greatest thing, because it would have leveled up all my summons massively, it would have really given me a kick in the game that would have just set me off on like a perfect game, but I completely ruined it in true Sheepdog way,
No.
I might keep her in my team because that seems like a great little gambit move that I never really used in the old days when I was playing it. I'm determined to beat the Omega weapon in this one, and actually sort of, I can't 100% it because I didn't beat that robot.
Have you definitely got the remastered and not the old one?
The old one was never on the Switch, was it?
No.
And I know I've got the remaster because I got the ×3 button and stuff like that.
Right, okay. It just baffles me that it was one price and then it's another, like... But that's fine. Like, I thought it had Nintendo tax on it.
If you put all of your games in, you can get it down to a tenner as well if you can be bothered. If you haven't already done it as well.
I don't know.
Me and Anna fight over them.
Yeah, I'm going to be stealing them from my kids from now on, to be fair.
Yeah, Kevin moaned because I took one of them. Yeah, and I was just like, you didn't take it, so I'm not going to let it go. I thought he knew everything about the Switch, but...
When I tweeted it, the amount of people that replied saying, shush, you're telling everyone, and I always get them on the what do you call it? The trade-ins. They go and they get a traded-in game, and they borrow games or whatever. So,
yeah.
Pretty clever.
Oh, anyone doing it after borrowing a game is a scumbag.
I think they mean from
That's a good idea.
The likes of a Love Film subscription or something, not that exists anymore.
Gamefly.
Be quite cool, wouldn't it, if you were just getting them through on... I mean, if you worked somewhere like Game, surely you'd have your Switch there all the time, just sticking them in to see.
People are monsters.
I just had a bloody annoying message. Did I tell you guys that I've been reporting a spoofer to Niantic, and
yes.
I've been searching for them, and the whole town seems to be searching. Someone on Reddit was doing it. Someone on Facebook has started a big thing against them. Someone's just sent me a link, though, saying that the more people that complain about a spoofer, the longer it takes for them to deal with it because they have to start again. I'm like, how does that make sense? Someone's just sent me a link. So all these people who've lumped in on my campaign have bloody, slowed us down, which is really frustrating. Monsters.
I think it's stopped now because there seems to be more of a colour variation of gems around.
It hasn't. It's just because it's summer. People are busier. they're not gone. It's still a problem, and it's still winding me up. I just had I went silent because I had the message saying basically if everyone keeps reporting the same person, they spend too much time. I don't know. I can't really get their logic. They're basically saying don't get too many people to do it because it causes them to slow, which seems really bizarre. I don't know why they just delete the cheating son of a scumbag and let me play my damn game in peace.
Poor old Sheepdog, so hard done by.
I am hard done by.
Right, I don't know what other video gaming shenanigans were discussed while I was absent.
I literally talked about Final Fantasy to Phil, and Pab sat there politely going, "Oh right, yeah."
I have played some more Rage this week, so I'm bored and I need something to play. So I started again just so I could remember how to do all my special moves, sent back to my old save. And oh my god, Bethesda, what are you doing? So, like, they could do no wrong in my eyes, Bethesda, but at the moment, it seems everything they bring out is bad, basically. So, Fallout 76 wasn't great.
Is that the first time you've acknowledged that?
No, like, I do enjoy it, but it's empty. There's not a lot to do in there. Like, when I got to like level 35 and then it just got too hard because everybody was basically, it does that thing, level cap the people that are in that area, and I'm just finding it too hard to cope with because I don't know how to get the good weapons and I don't know how to like kill the things that are there. But like, so they brought out that Wolfenstein game, Youngblood, and it's bad. It's not very good. I hate it. I got it the day it came out. I've not put it in since because it's really, really bad. It's just going the same areas over and over again, doing different fetch missions, and it's not very good. And then there's Rage. Now, I played the first one. It was fine. I played this one, and when I got it, it was fine. It worked fine. It was lovely. It was smooth, and then they update it. And then they update it, and then they update it more. And now there seems to be an issue with the audio. So, like, I'm not an audio, like, I'm not all about it. But so there's, like, these things called, they're, like, big sentry things, and they make a really annoying noise. And I'm fine with that. Like, they're there, it gives them a presence. But when you've shut that down and shut it down and that noise is still going even though you move away from that area, it's annoying. And it was constant. It was just this as in my car it was doing it, as in cutscenes it was doing it, and it's shit. I don't know what they're doing. So like, I went around looking for why it was happening, and apparently it's not an issue, but they're just not fixing it. The only thing they give you is restart your game. And I'm like, I don't want to restart my game. So I restarted it and then got to a cutscene. Oh, they didn't have any audio. Thankfully I had subtitles on, but yeah, no audio whatsoever from the cutscenes. And they're supposed to be pre-done. They're supposed to work, but yeah, they didn't work. So I had to restart again, do that whole mission again. And it wasn't a small mission by any means. Like, I had to get through a whole area to get to him to see what he said, because everywhere I went nothing would work. And then I'd get in my car and there'd be no engine sound. Now, I'm not like, engine sounds are boring, but it takes you out of the game. Like, you're just walking around, you've got no audio, and like the only thing it says is just restart your game, and it's just a bit annoying. Like, don't update your game if you're going to break it. But apart from that, Rage is a fun game. You just go around and rage at everything.
The shooting is good. The shooting is good in
that
game.
The game is good.
Yeah.
It's just, I like to be in a game. I like to be in that world. I don't want it to then not have any sound in crucial moments. Like, even just like the gun sounds when you're shooting someone, you can see it's doing, my controller's vibrating, but there's no sounds. And at first I thought my earphones had gone, but then I put it on the TV and it was the same. So, Bethesda,
I'll be honest with you, Anna. I think I had some of those issues when it came out.
Really?
I had issues where where you'd go into a cutscene and then it'd start talking,
Yeah.
and if I was just listening to the cutscene and I was looking at my phone and it just went silent. So I looked up and he's talking. I could see the mouth moving, and there's subtitles underneath and there's no audio coming out. Yeah,
Oh, so
I've had stuff like that. Yeah, I did hear that was a thing. Yeah,
but it's
doesn't
the
surprise
first
me.
time.
It doesn't surprise me.
No, it doesn't me either at the moment. But just don't fix them and for goodness sakes, kick me out again. Don't fix your games to the point where all the internet is saying just restart your game, because that's annoying. I don't want to restart my game because it's only 30 seconds, but it's still 30 seconds. I have to come out, go back, redo an area. It's just like, oh god.
Whether it's worth the time, though, isn't it? Compared to the amount of people that are still playing that game, is it worth the time, or should they just move on to something else?
Yeah, because
That's probably
it came
the
out
thing,
May was it?
But they got a season
out?
pass. April.
April. It was about the time I was finishing uni, but
Yeah.
like you said, the gunplay is fun. The guns are fun. The powers are fun. Just the world's like the different bios.
It's just not. It's not amazing. It's just like you get in. You go to a place, kill everyone, get in your car, go to another place, get out of it, shoot everyone again, and then you get out, go to a new place, drive around for a bit, run a load of people over on the way, and then move on to the next place, kill them all. It's kind of like that. It's just if you didn't have the 5-minute drive between each place, I can kind of get on board. But it's kind of spacing out with these 5-minute monotonous drives. It's just kind of like, oh, this is just too much.
I wish there was a radio.
Yeah, that's the thing as well, because it's just like all you're hearing is maniacs screaming, running over people, and your car engine. That's about it. You're not really hearing anything else. You see the occasional car go by you, and they don't attack you. You just drive past them. So it's not really amazing, is it? It's just like if because it kind of has shooting mechanics, kind of like Doom, and that's really good. And the shooting mechanics aren't bad, but it's just like broken up by monotonous driving. And I suppose that's what they were going for, because it's the people who made Mad Max, wasn't it?
Oh, was it? I like Mad Max.
I think that sounds right, doesn't it?
But yeah, like the story's fun. If you go to the
roaring yes.
If you follow this, I don't know if it was, but I like the story's good if you follow it.
Have you played anything other than Gears?
I've played my usual of Apex. There's a new event out on Apex, the Void Walker.
I always want to say Apex when you decide to you go play Apex, but
I only briefly mention it because there's a new event on the Void Walker event, and there's new skins and new stuff like that, which of course means putting more money into the game.
There's no judgment here. We always talk about our games. You're entitled to talk about yours.
I'm only just going to mention that there's a new Void Walker event on, which is just basically a new set of challenges for you to do, and you say Roy Walker? Yeah, the Roy Walker event, the catchphrase event.
Really?
That's like I was googling his name, thinking, is that what did you actually say?
Void Walker.
Void Walker.
It gives you more of a backstory to Rafe, the Rafe character, and you get a cool Rafe skin in the shop at the minute. And there's more skins coming in the next week or so. The main thing I have been playing is I've been playing more Control.
I forgot about that game.
I will finish this game. This game is damned amazing.
Really?
And probably so far, I'd say probably my game of the year.
No.
Anna's not interested in this. I asked
No.
her about this.
Really?
Yeah, I just don't like it.
I
got
adore
to
this
another
game. It's
boss
so
and
atmospheric and weird, and it plays well. The mechanics all work well together, and it's. I played it a bit tonight for the podcast, and I got to a point where I was like, I just want to push through this game now. I'm getting a bit tired of it. And then something happened, and I was like, no, I'm all back in again. I'm all invested again. I want to know what's more about this world again. I suddenly watched that, reading everything again. Because I stopped reading stuff, and I just like, because there's so many collectibles in the game, so many videos to watch, so many different things to get involved with. And I just was like, I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered anymore. I just kind of want to finish it and find out what's going on properly. And then something happened, and I was like, I'm all in again. And I think I'm up to, what did I say now? I found Marshall, and I've gone to the Black Rock Processing. It's insane. This building is bonkers.
Yeah,
there's a quarry in there, apparently. I just found out there's a quarry underneath it. There's umpteen different levels. There's like multiple lifts that take you to different areas. It's a true like Metroidvania style game with all the different. You need the different key cards to get in different doors. And
I swear you say Metroidvania every podcast.
it seems to be a reoccurring thing at the minute. Yeah. Trust me.
Last week I was going to ask you whether it was a Metroidvania game, and I'll be honest, I wasn't strictly listening to what you were talking about when I was going to say it. I was just going to interrupt you and ask. But this week I hadn't thought of it, and you just said it. I hear the words, and I'm like, hang on. I think you're doing that on purpose.
No, it seems like it's...
No, there is a lot of them.
I mean, I don't really like... I don't like Metroidvanias. I prefer like a more of a traditional on-rails... more...
I worry
like
you think it means game you play with a controller or something like that.
No.
You're not just describing anything controller-based.
No. I mean, it's... Like I say, I played Bloodstained, which is your quintessential Metroidvania, like Symphony of the Night. And I seem to be enjoying that. And this one is your 3D world, kind of akin to something like maybe Metroid Prime, maybe. But obviously, like nothing like it in like general terms. But yeah, it's been absolutely just. It's one of them games. It's like the game that it's the only game I'm thinking about all the time now. You know, when I'm not playing it, I'm thinking about what I want to be doing next. What what is actually going on, and so on. And I'm occasionally watching videos on it, not like of stuff that ahead of the game, stuff like people's early playthrough of it, so like early game, just to see what they've done and see if they've done anything different to what I've done, just out of curiosity. And yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and like I say, I think it'll. Right now, I can't see anything else beating it. I don't think I can count Witcher 3 on the Switch to be my game of the year, really.
No, that is.
Does that count?
Game.
Witcher 3, yeah.
No, it's old.
Yeah, but I don't think it can count for a game of the year. The game that came out in 2015.
Disagree.
Wow, it's 2015.
It could be your personal
Game of the year.
Yeah, but like I say, I try to work off the standard of if it came out this year, that's a game I count. I don't count a re-release or a remake.
No, fair enough. But I think if we're debating that in December and you say, look, I played it this year and it was new in that way. Yeah.
Oh, I know, but obviously I haven't played it. It's not the first time I've played it. This will be like the third time I've played it. So yeah, but yeah, its control is, like I say, head and shoulders above everything else I've played this year. And if you want something a bit weird and different, then I'd suggest you give it a go. It's superb. It's like X-Files weird and Twin Peaks weird.
Like, I can see where you're coming from.
But that is pretty much all I've played.
It's the boss battles that
Anna, are you still there?
Yep.
She is. Her mic is muted.
Yeah, I wonder if she's run away from the spider again and not told us.
The spider come back?
No,
think so.
I'm still here.
I think you'd have been.
I just
told
thought
back
you
in.
said about. Oh no, don't worry. I was going to say you said about muting Audacity earlier. I suppose we wouldn't know because we didn't know when she said before, so she could have been talking away.
I was on mute. Don't know why.
There we go.
Had you said much?
Yeah, I've been chatting and everything, so I didn't know that I was muted. Never mind.
That's going to be a nightmare to edit.
If you're not liking the controlling, Anna.
I like the story. I got to a boss battle that I could not do. I tried 4 times and it's just flying again, and I don't like when things are flying through there. I'm not very good at the aiming. Story, love it, but oh gosh, at the moment it's just the boss battles do my head in, because there's so many things you have to remember with all your movements and how to do it, and it's just like...
I've got some belted abilities now, though. Some absolutely amazing things. Did you find the carousel horse or the? There's no. You probably haven't found the X-ray machine yet either. The X-ray machines are really good.
I did that with the
X-ray machine was good.
Control. Yeah.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, they are good. It's just I don't know. I'm finding it very difficult. I don't know why. Maybe I just...
There are some difficulty spikes in it where it's like, I've just kind of been sailing through it, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, this rock hard kind of like boss, and you really kind of got to stop and think about it for a while. I did a puzzle earlier on that almost stumped me. I was in Darling's room, lab, I think, and there's like a big puzzle you've got to do with the crystals, and I was like, you got to pick up these time cards or something like that, and then put them into individual machines. And I was like, I don't know what this is going to be, a real head scratching. And it suddenly all just clicked in. Yeah, it just suddenly all came. It just clicked in. The woman kept going, "What do these whiteboards mean?" I was just ignoring her for ages, and then I was like, "What are you saying?" And she's going, "What do these whiteboards mean? These whiteboards must mean something. Look at these whiteboards." And I was like, "What? Oh, whiteboards? Yeah, of course. Yeah, that was good. That was good. But other than that, I think it's amazing."
Well, God, because most of the community is saying it's a good game. Just, I think I'm too. What's the word? I know Borderlands is coming, so I think I'm distracted by that, and I just get it, and then I get that way, and then I can go back to these games. It's not like it's not going anywhere. And I do enjoy the story. I want to know what she's hiding or what she's trying to find, because it is intriguing, but I just distracted by other media, shall we say.
Last week we were querying who she was talking to. I've since found out who it is, and it's not who we said it was. So it's interesting. So now I'm like, who is this? Who is it she actually is talking to then?
Yeah.
She refers to somebody, and then I'm like, who is that entity then that they are talking to? It's fascinating. It's like I say, for me, it's very X-Files and Twin Peaks-esque weird going on, but it's great. Anyway, that's your lot.
Splendid. Is that everybody then? Are we all done? I've got nothing else to add other than obviously Minecraft and Football Manager. They're both good games.
How is Minecraft, Kevin?
It's excellent. Love it. It's, I would say, probably the greatest game that's ever been made. Why haven't I been playing this for 10 years?
You have had enough.
Would you describe it as a Metroidvania?
I've only ever played creative mode. In creative mode, I had the same issue. It's not awful, but Lego, when I was a kid, I always liked the idea of Lego, but just
didn't have imagination.
Yeah, kinda. Just got a bit bored of it after a while, because it was kind of, this is just a pile of stuff to build stuff with, and there's not really any point to building it. Whereas playing Minecraft in survival mode, it's given me a point to build stuff. I'm trying to survive, and it's. I don't know why I avoided it for so long. Well, is this how the cool kids have always played it?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Why didn't I? Why didn't anyone tell me to play?
You were too busy building
mode?
penises.
I do like
because
when
I would play it, I would play it for Andy and just making boring stuff in creative mode. There was no skill against it. There's your stuff. There's your animals. There's your TNT. Build. Whereas this, you have to go out and mine stuff, I guess.
It's a wonderful thing. I'm enjoying it very much. I need to stop playing it at some point.
Are you likely to try and go and kill the dragon?
Yes.
Do you think you'll succeed?
Yes.
It looks quite hard, I thought, to do it in proper survival mode.
Yeah, but by the time I'm brave enough to go and do it, I'll be so leveled up and have so much stuff with my fancy pack. I've already almost got my full suit of diamond armour. And
if you die, do you start again with levels, or do you
stuff.
stay leveled up?
The levels basically are just used to get more gear. They're for your enchanting. So by leveling yourself up, it allows you to level up, make your gear better. So that's what leveling up is all about. So obviously, as long as you can retrieve your gear or don't lose your gear when you die, if you can get your gear back, then yeah, leveling up makes a big impact.
Because I never really understood that bit of it when I was playing with the kids. I should play with you at some point on it, but
you should. It's a wonderful, wonderful game. I am completely addicted to it, and I'm playing it on any and all devices I can get my hands on.
He's not
Play
lying.
it on.
He's actually being truthful.
Yeah, I was playing it on the Xbox in the house before we
because
did
he
the
was too
podcast.
lazy to go upstairs to get his Switch.
Yeah, I usually play it on my Switch, in bed, on the toilet. I play it on my PC when I make my videos.
On his phone.
Well, I've got it on my phone. I haven't actually played it on the phone because I don't like doing it touchscreen. But if I could find that controller thing we were given...
Well, last time I saw it, it was on the desk because she took it outside.
But yeah, I can strongly recommend Minecraft to everybody. It's the hot new game.
we should try and arrange
10
some
years
sort
old?
of community night or something on it. That'd be good. I've said it on live on the podcast now, so we have to.
We
But
haven't had a community night for about 4 years.
exactly, and there's
We
no
still got
limit to how many
community.
people you can have on that. Can you really? Is there really? I mean,
No,
Yes.
well, it depends.
what I'm saying is the only real limit is if you're on a PS4, you're kind of boned, but everybody else can access it one way or another, can't they?
I believe so. I don't really know. I've not really scratched the surface of multiplayer at all.
What I'm hoping is somebody else listening goes, I've got a way we can all just meet up and play it for a bit, and then we'll just see how many people turn up.
Sounds like a solid system. An excellent idea. Right, has anyone else got anything else, or are we done?
Do you not
Think
play
we're done.
Mario anymore then, Kevin?
I haven't played it since I've basically done nothing other than Minecraft.
This is
since
the
I
best
discovered
game.
Minecraft. Yeah, that is it's the second best game.
Wow.
But yeah, it's just I don't know.
What you've just done is the game of this generation versus the game of the last sort of decade. And
Yeah, it's I do feel like I've wasted my life by not playing Minecraft.
Wow.
And on that note, we'll end this lovely podcast. Which, by the way, if you weren't fully aware, you can follow on Twitter. Who knew? Talking of things that are 10 years old, you can do it on Twitter as well, which you can follow at MGUK Podcast, or you can follow me at Lelujo.
do you reckon there's anybody out there who has Twitter and doesn't follow us on these and I'm at 6K? What happened there?
What's that?
I'm
just
at RB6K.
Okay,
Anna's at Miss
Spider.
Lelouch.
Yeah.
I'm at Pab 1986.
I'm glad she made her spider noise there, or I was worried she might have just been attacked by a stranger or something. But yeah, she made the spider noise, so I guess I need to go in and rescue her.
Just give her a handgun or something.
See you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Thanks
Apologies
for
for
listening,
that.
folks.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Say bye-bye.
I'm Miss Lelujo. Goodbye.